Welcome to another episode of Diary of a Wannabe Comedian with me, Belle, a wannabe comedian. First of all, this podcast comes with a bit of a warning that there is some adult content that may offend in the second half. It's a little bit of light relief, but as I say, it is from the 60s, 70s? I don't know, a long time ago. Anyway, we need it because the first half of this podcast is the political section. And we're going to discuss the latest resignation because it's likely that has happened by the time this podcast gets published or probably shortly after. But we lost Angela Rayner because of dodgy tax issues. We lost Peter Mandelson because he was knocking around with a paedophile. And it now looks like they're going to lose Morgan McSweeney for not... Let me get this right. I'm not completely over the details of this case, but it looks like he failed to declare around £750,000 worth of donations prior to the last election, something like that. And there's a few interesting points about this, is that the story was leaked by a Conservative, and there is thought that allegedly the fact that the Conservatives got hold of this story is possibly linked to the last person who was pushed out of the party. But as I say, I couldn't possibly comment. I don't know for sure. I guess only time will tell. But it's interesting. I always thought that failing to declare donations, I always thought that was a criminal matter. But, nothing like that is being said at the moment, but we will see. I think the story was leaked that the legal advice that Morgan McSweeney got at the time was to publish the 700k of this money or failing to declare 700k of this money down as an admin error or something like that. Anyway, you just couldn't write it, could you? This party largely got in on the basis that they were the anti-sleaze party. And it's just been sleaze wall to wall since they've been in, really, hasn't it? I mean, who can forget the fact that Lord Ali was bunging Starmer a load of money for his suits and, well, I should say, not giving him the money, but buying his suits and buying his glasses. And then, of course, we've got the Ukrainian models that are firebombing Starmer's gaffes. Like I say, I don't know why these things are happening, but they are happening. But anyway, let's see if Morgan McSweeney lasts the week out, shall we? That's the political section of the podcast over. Now let's move on to the comedy section, which is comedy throwback from the 60s or 70s. So I'm in Kent. You may have heard from the traffic behind me because that's just the nature of where I have to record these podcasts. But I'm in Kent because I came down to help Mum empty the attic and sort things out and store things because some of the stuff was mine. In amongst how I got this, I don't know, but I have a box of things that I collected as a child over the years, just all sorts of tut. Some of it's nice, but loads of tut. And there was a load of postcards in there, and I've decided to get rid of them all except there's two of them that are those kind of kiss me quick holiday comedy ones. But this one in particular, I was blown away because this will have certain people up in arms. I mean, this is what was, I don't even know how to say it, but it's like, this is the warning that may offend. So this is a postcard. There is a large-breasted lady in a dock she's got a fur, what do they call that? Like fox fur around her shoulders. This is a cartoon, by the way. And she's got a very low-cut dress and, very cartoony. And then there's a judge that's just talking to her saying, "But how did you know the man who raped you was a musician?" And she says, "Well, Your Honour, when I was in his flat, I noticed he had a very large organ." So it is so bad, but it just made me laugh that you could never do anything like that, although I've just done it. So there, what are you going to make of that? But it does remind me of, I do have what I would call a rape gag. People do not think it is, or they certainly didn't when I first started saying that joke. And it has won an award, I might add. I won the best joke of the night with it. And it worked. It was 100%. It's one of those that landed in my head fully formed. Worked 100% of the time. And then the Russell Brand scandal happened. and it stopped working. So I don't do it. Oh, I told you hear the traffic. So I don't do it anymore. But there you go. This is what passed as a titillating postcard from, I wish I knew what year it was. Unfortunately, the postmark is quite faded. It says 20th of September. I can't see the year. 20th September. No, can't see it. It's such a shame. But anyway, that is what passed for comedy in Britain 40 odd years ago. And that was in my collection. It made me laugh now. More that I actually owned it than the actual content, because it's not really funny, is it? Much love and gratitude.